What's up, people? How are we doing today? So. Friday the 13th. And I think we'll barely touch any JSON today. But still, it's a Friday 13th. So we kind of have to. Let me know if you hear me. Let me know if the music is too loud. All of the good stuff. Let me see if it's even working. You guys here? Yes, you are. There we go. Don't forget to hit the like button. I wasn't sure if I'm going to stream tonight. But in the last moment, I decided that I really want to. Because I love you guys. Aww. I wanted to check something. I forgot I am music. So today we're going with indie pop. Please repeat it. Oh, there's only a couple of songs there. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Don't forget to hit the like button so that more people stumble on it. Actually, I'm trying a fixed rate. So let's check super quick. Let's check if we have any delay. Okay, so as always, like I'm gonna say one number and you're just gonna type it in and we're gonna see how long it's gonna take. All right, so as soon as you hear the number, just type it in. This time the number is going to be 3. Seven seconds. Okay, so my suspicion is that we're gonna get like a desync later, because I feel like this is what has been happening so far. Stupid phone, go out. Did something stupid on my phone. Go away. Go away. All right. So we're gonna go back to this thing, and we're gonna go here, and we're gonna go like this. New version. VS Code something. All right, so if you have been here on Wednesday, then you know that we kind of got not really stuck, but like we were going back and forth because like something in the code just like didn't net up. Like something felt like it's not in the right spot. And so what I'm going to try to do today is basically I had this realization that we had like this tokens project, and we should move like all of that stuff that I tried to do like in this delivery layer right over here in this middleware controller. Okay, so basically the creation of this like a JWT authentication middleware. I had a feeling that we should kind of like at least like these parts, like these small parts, like these ones, right? And this whole like adaptation thing, that it should be done like inside of there, right? And the issue is that, so we're using HTTP4S, and for this whole token stuff, we're using a different library called, I forgot again how it's called, HTTP4S JWT auth. Okay, so it's essentially a wrapper around some Scala JWT library that I forgot, and it's a wrapper for HTTP4S, and in my opinion, it could have been like split it up so that it's just like a JWT library for Cersei, for example, right? But without having the HTTP4S. And so it was kind of confusing. So because we ended kind of like jumping around back and forth, and I was like not sure like what should be where. So I think like this thing, like this JWT authentication middleware, it's actually an HTTP4S thing. Oh, it's not. Okay, so it's not. I thought it was. This one, this authentication middleware thing, like this one is an HTTP4S thing. Okay, so this is what I realized at the very end. Okay, so like this thing we should create here. in the controller, right? So as we have written it, right? So a controller for a middleware is something that just has a middleware, which is an HTTP4S thing. The same as, for example, this controller returns HTTP routes, which again is an HTTP4S thing. Okay, so this feels clean. However, like all of these things inside, right? For example, this JWT authentication middleware, like this JWT auth and all of that stuff, like it feels like it should be handled like over there in this library that I call tokens, which we'll probably rename to something like auth later. Okay, so something doesn't compile over here, which probably like the DI. Okay, there we go. We have bots. Hold up, real quick. Makes me feel kind of popular. Hide user on this channel. Bye bye. Okay, so this will disappear in a second. Okay, this will disappear in a second. However, over here in this scene, I wanna clear it real quick. Hold up. I think it's this one. And we're going to refresh the cache. Did it go away? It didn't go away. I was hoping that it would go away. All right, never mind. Like over here, it will disappear eventually. Okay, so let me do like that and go over here. Okay, so and like this authentication middleware thing will stay. All of this other thing will go and it will be inside of tokens. And I just noticed that something over here doesn't compile, which is like the whole dependency injection part, which is fine because we're redoing this whole thing. For now, we're just gonna like comment out the whole thing over here and over here, like that. Okay, I just want things to compile. Okay, so what this means is that like once we're done with this thing, like this controller is basically going to do like almost nothing, right? By the way, this thing, JWT authentication middleware, so this is just a constructor to create an authentication middleware that is inside of HTTP4S, right? So this is something that maybe it will stay here. So if this stays here, this means that the only thing that we're going to move to those tokens is going to be like this part, which is super tiny, right? But it makes sense because we already have this algorithm thing over there in here, right? It's over there, right? So we need to move it. Hey man, how are you doing on this beautiful Friday the 13th? Where's... Okay, so if we do that, this would mean that what is being returned over here is going to already do these things for us. Let's see our state first. So what do we have? It's just some, okay, so just like this commented out. Okay, so let's just equip it because we're gonna need to like experiment a little bit. Okay. Oh, also like one of the things was that like I didn't like the fact that over here in this adaptation thing that we need to like transform this JWT token. Like I decided to try the parametric polymorphism thing once again, right? So instead of having like our own JWT token, I would just parameterize it over it all the time. But we're gonna do it later. So like the first thing, basically what I want to do is I want to get rid of this thing. Okay, so this thing I want to have it inside of tokens, which means that this part, right? Like it already should give like this thing to us, right? So not just a token, but like the whole thing. Okay, and so for it to work, it already needs to give us a JWT auth, and for that, like this type would need to be inside of the core and I don't want it to be inside of the core. And so basically, so this whole architecture, right, was like, yeah, I made it. What's up, man? So like you will constantly run into these issues with any kind of architecture. If you split up like the core from like all of these details, like authentication, databases, all that stuff, you will always have like this choice to make, whether you replicate the whole data structures like in the core just because you need to like pass them around, or you parameterize over them. Like 99% of the time, the core will actually not touch them at all. It's just that it happens to like sit in the middle and it has to coordinate this thing, right? Because something like, I don't know, like an HTTP request comes in, or I don't know, a messaging event comes in, right, from Kafka or something, right? Like something happens, and then you call the core, and oftentimes the core, instead of having the business logic and actually like manipulating these data types, it actually just passes them through, and it doesn't really care about them. Like occasionally it compares something for equality, but even that can be handled with type classes, for example. So for example, over here, right, this JWT auth, and if we go inside of it, like we did this already like last times, right? So like this thing, it produces this JWT symmetric auth thing, and if we jump in there, well, it's this ADT, right? And so now we have a choice, basically, like, well, should we replicate something like this in the core? It feels kind of like dirty, because like you replicate it and then you kind of have transformed one into another, and it's like boilerplate, boilerplate, boilerplate. Wow, another bot, really? Is it because it's Friday, like, or am I getting popular? Hold on, did I click it correctly? It's this one, right? I don't want to accidentally ban you, Python man. I'm just gonna go like with the lowest one over here. Hide user on this channel. All right, so so essentially, like, instead of this, we're just going to parameterize of this, right? So basically, we're going to say that this is going to be auth, okay? So what we're gonna have is over here, right? We're just gonna go like this, auth, right? Well, technically, like in this particular case, it's going to be called. Actually, hold up. Let's ask Metals to do this real quick. Okay, so this is like a JWT symmetric auth, right? But it extends JWT auth. Okay, and we don't even need to know that it is JWT auth, right? So we just need to know that this is some sort of auth. But in this particular case, we're going to hard code it over here, right? And the JWT symmetric auth. Okay, and then we're gonna ask the authentication middleware, like this thing, okay, which is now going to be parameterized with some sort of auth, right? Right, like this. That thing, this authentication middleware, is now, oh, whoops, not like this. That this authentication middleware, which is our thing over here, right? Well, no, it was actually correct, right? That it would now like get this thing and produce it over here, right? And it's going to be called auth. Okay, and so same thing over here, right? So now when we're making it, we're going to go like this, right? We're going to pass it in over here. Same thing over here, right? Because we really don't care about it, right? Because what we're going to do over here, this is getting a little bit too loud. Let me know if it's too loud. Is your mic on? Do you not hear me? What do you mean? You didn't hear me all this time? Yes, my mic is on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't hear me? Someone else should have said something, right? Like, it must be on your end. I see that my mic is like moving and stuff. Look, it's on, right? So I don't know what's up. Does anyone else have any issues? Yeah. Okay, you can't hear any audio. Well, I don't know. Refresh the page or something. Seem to be the only one. Maybe refresh the page or something. All right. Cool. So. Okay, so this whole auth thing is going to now come from the gate. right? So we're just going to say, well, give us the auth. However, it is going to, it is also going to require something, right? It's going to require this token key config. Remember, because like it still has to come from somewhere, right? Like this token config like came in over here, it got like passed in over there, and so we're gonna still give it to it. Okay. So essentially, we still need to go like, gate and then like give us the token key config, okay? And now we're probably gonna need to go like flat map, which is gonna turn out to be a full comprehension in the end, right? Whoa, this is beautiful. Okay, so it's gonna be the token key config that is gonna come in over here, right? I'm gonna close it over here, right? And so now we're gonna go like gate.auth, and now we're gonna give it the token key config, right? And then we're gonna map it to the actual auth. And this is how we're going to produce it, right? So now it's going to say like that these functions don't exist, but we're going to go and create them real quick. Wow, another bot, really? Is it because it's Friday? Like, what the hell? Hide user on this channel. All right, don't forget to hit the like button, by the way. All right, so now it says that this auth thing doesn't exist, and so we're gonna tell the gate what the auth is, and so now we're gonna go to the gate, and we're gonna say that, well, okay, so there is an F, but there is also an auth, and therefore like this tokens thing, right? It's gonna get the auth, okay, and so tokens is also gonna have like this auth thing, which is gonna produce an F of auth, right? Which is gonna be like over here. Okay, so same thing over here, right? So we're gonna need some sort of auth, and we're gonna go like this, like this, like that, and it's gonna be some sort of auth. Okay, like cool, and like that, also auth. Cool, man, congrats, no worries. It happens. So we're gonna go over here, same thing. Whoop, that's like this, like this. Okay, auth. Okay, so everybody's happy now. Except for the fact that, okay, hold on, boundary still doesn't come. Gate.auth, f of auth does not take any parameters. Yes, this is correct. So we need to go over here, and we need to say over here that this thing is actually going to get the token key config, which is this thing, right? And if you've never seen this before, this feels kind of weird, right? Because it's like the same thing like gives you the token and like produces it somehow. And in this case, we're almost like sort of like getting lucky a little bit that not only do they happen to be within the same gate, they happen to be within the same part of the gate. And so, in fact, maybe this is something that we will change, okay? Because like, it's a config. It has to come from the config. Like, how did we even do this? Like, did we already implement it? I don't think that we did implement it, because it comes from, like, this is a config thing. Like, why is it even in tokens? It should be inside of config, okay? So the point I was trying to make is that even though they're all within the same gate, they cannot access each other, right? The core has to be in the middle of them, okay? So we should move this thing out. And by the way, I don't recommend you guys making so many changes at the same time, because like ideally you would want to make the changes in such a way that like little bits and they keep compiling. It's just that I don't know. I don't want to be like arrogant and say like I know what I'm doing. It's just that I've done like exactly these particular changes so many times that I just see it immediately. Like, oh, this doesn't belong there, you know. Except for maybe the fact that this type, yeah, it's just an empty string, and I believe it came from the config, right? Hold up, let's find it real quick. I always forget where it is. Okay, nothing over here compiles. Yeah, nothing over here compiles because now it's at the bottom of the dependency graph. Annoying. Anyway, let's actually move back and say, okay, so move it to config, maybe. Yeah, because like this name is confusing, right? Like it's called like JWT thing, and so this kind of got me confused, and maybe it should be like separate, maybe not. For now, let's just keep it like this, okay? So let's go and implement this thing real quick, like that, and move it like over here, somewhere like this. Okay, so it's just gonna go to, for now it's gonna go to like tokens auth, and it's gonna give it like the token key config, right? So as a reminder, like this whole thing is just a facade, and it's not an any. It's like this thing, which we might also parameterize in the end. Like I'm starting to realize that we should like parameterize about this whole thing, and if you end up parameterizing of this whole thing, you don't even need like these new types or like any kind of type tagging. All right, so this thing compiles, the boundary now compiles. This is like a flat map and then a map, which pretty much means that this is a full comprehension. So let's go rewrite it real quick. So we're gonna go like this and like that. This is like the token key config that comes from like this first thing, like go like this, like that, go like this, like that. So this is like the auth that now comes from over here. And now we're pretty much gonna yield this whole thing. Okay, so it's like this. Okay, so no flat map. Well, like okay, like classic sequence, right? So we're getting the token key config just so that we can stick it into the next thing, so that like the thing that we need actually comes out. Okay, so in fact, like I'm itching to rewrite it back to a flat map. It's so beautiful with a flat map like this one. Because it's like exactly one parameter, you know, because it's gonna look like this, gate.token key config and then flat map, and then we can use the add expansion just to do this, right? And then we can go like map, and now we only need the auth, right? Because we don't need this middle thing, right? And so we're gonna go like this thing will be inside without that, you know. And I noticed this because I noticed that we're not using this parameter anywhere, this token key config. We're using it only once, just to like pass it through. And so maybe in this case I'm gonna leave it like this. What do you guys think? Should we do a poll? We're gonna do a poll. I rarely like engage with you guys, so let's do a poll. Poll. What should we do? For comprehension, flat map. Okay, but just like in this case, not in general. Okay, so there you go. Okay, we're gonna like move along while you guys do this, right? But yeah, we're gonna leave it like this for now. Okay, so we're gonna implement this later at some point, but basically this means that this controller, which says that there's like a wrong number of type arguments, it should not say this any longer, because it's 1, 2, 3, right? Like that, like that. Not say this any longer. Like usually when this happens means that something somewhere in between still doesn't compile, and the only thing that is in between is within core. And as you can see, there's something that doesn't compile, which is that thing, which I don't care for now, right now, like this. Okay, and so now that, whoa, how did it do that? Like this. Okay, and so now that the core compiles, we can finish this controller up. Okay, so this means that over here we're already getting our authentication, right? And so we can already go like this, authentication, right? And it says type mismatch found. Authentication middleware of, oh yeah, we need to do dot, how did I call it? Dot off? Yeah, so this is, I'm gonna call it am for now, am. Okay, am, like this, okay? And this means that we don't need to do this thing now. Actually, I'm gonna save it because we're gonna still need to do this in the implementation, but for now it's gonna be like this, okay? And therefore, like as you can see, like this whole dependency on like JWT stuff kind of disappears. We're not gonna, like maybe in the future we're actually gonna like completely remove it. We'll see. Where are we actually introducing it? So over here, this isn't tokens. Like where else do we do like HTTP4S J? Okay, over here, right? So yeah, So like over here, like it would be awesome if we could remove it. Like this would be really great, right? Like again, like it was designed like for HTTP4S, right? But I don't like the fact that it's hard coded for HTTP4S. Like there's nothing like super necessary there for HTTP4S, but it doesn't really matter. It's like super like weird details anyway. Okay. We're getting spammed again, right? Wow. Okay. Hide user on this channel. Seems like no matter what I do, it just goes and message deleted. And what about this one? Is it not the same user? Okay. Hide user on this channel. All right, cool. So let's see what you guys are thinking. Okay, most of you think flatmap is better. Interesting. All right. Well, I'm gonna end the poll. All right, so we can go back to our boundary real quick, and then, well, not this one, this one. Okay, and so we can leave the flat map real quick. Okay, so like this, and there we go. All right, so okay, so I think it's time that we go and start implementing this thing, and then later we're also gonna, I wonder if we need to do this adapt thing. Like this whole adapt thing should probably be over there as well. Right, so essentially what I want this controller to do is just to take a case class that is like already done and just convert it into another case class, which is something HTTP4S specific. Okay, so this is inside of HTTP4S, like this authentication. Why does it mark the whole thing? Okay, so this is inside of HTTP4S. This is just an object inside of this profunctor auth JWT, but it's just a factor that produces this HTTP4S type because this library has a dependency on HTTP4S, right? So it produces exactly this authentication middleware from HTTP4S. So it's sort of like almost like part of the HTTP4S library. So we can either like close our eyes and then like do this whole thing here, or we can do it like in a way that I'm doing, which essentially like shoves it like through the whole core. And in fact, like I'm thinking right now that maybe this is the wrong choice, because like the fact that we're using so much parametric polymorphism is probably a sign that the core should not be doing any of that stuff. So we'll see. Let's leave it like this for now, and just like move the adapt. Okay, because if we move the adapt, like it already, like if we go to boundary, right, like it already like look like it's just a case class for something that you don't even, like we don't even know what's inside, right? It's just a case class that holds auth, but we don't know what auth is. It's a case class that contains a function from JWT token, which is our thing, which is something that I want to again to parameterize over. That returns us an F, which we don't know what it is, of an option of an A, which we don't know what it is, right? So it like literally shows us, okay, like this is something that the core doesn't really care about. It shows us that this whole authentication should be handled like completely inside of like HTTP4S, and what we're doing here is like totally meaningless and useless. It does have a slight advantage, like if we sort of like move away from HTTP4S later, then this thing is gonna still work. Also, it gives us a little bit of a testing capability, but then again, like there's no business logic over here, right? Like there's a flat map and a map, and this is not business logic. Well, there's something about the cache, and I believe like this is where we started. right? Because like there was also Redis, right? Because like if you don't do this thing, then now all of a sudden HTTP first needs to have a dependency on something that, you know, works with tokens, works with JWT, works with cache, which means works with Redis. So like we're putting like way too many dependencies into the delivery layer of duplication, which is why like it gives me still hope that we're actually not doing so many things wrong. Okay, so we're gonna keep moving with this, and so we're going to start parameterizing this JWT token thing as well. Okay, so we're just gonna call it token, and we're gonna put it up here, right? So this is gonna give us the token. Right, so we're gonna do this in 2 steps because like there's also this JWT claim that nobody cares about because we're not using it. So we're gonna leave it for now like this. Okay, it's just like token. Okay, so this means that over here, like this is the token over here, which comes over here. Same thing over here, same thing over here, same thing over here. Okay, and it needs to come in somewhere over here. Okay, and so now like the gate needs to be aware of it as well, right? Which is like this. Okay, so we go in there. We're saying that, you know, we need it over here. Therefore, like this thing is going to be just a token. We go like this, and same thing over here. We need a token over here. Same thing here. So it needs to come in over here and over here. Okay, and over here and over here. And this is why like initially I didn't want to go like through these parameters. It is so hard to entangle dependencies these days, because these days you have like, I don't know, you're creating a web application, then you have like a web framework that does all of this stuff for you. It does all the caching, it does all of the authentication, it does like all of these stuff. But like once you want to like change parts of it, or once you want to like inject like some business logic into it, actually you don't have any space to do it, because it just says, no, we only have space for these things that we defined, you know? So which is why like it all looks so weird right now. Anyhow, so which means that over here we can now actually specify the JWT token, which is not like ideally we would just write this, but as of right now, remember we created our own, so we have like this name collision, so we're gonna do this, right? So it's gonna be like yang2 equals sign, pretty much go into the J and go like this. Okay, and so find has the wrong types, because this is now the well, it's the same type, right? So like this. Okay, we're gonna improve this a bit later. Okay, and so now we don't need to do this nonsense, right? So all we need to do is we need to go like this and like that, right? And we're done. Okay, so the only adaptation that is left over here is that we're introducing this JWT claim that the boundary sort of like doesn't care about. We'll see what we can do about that actually at some point. So let me actually have a look at the boundary real quick. Yeah, it needs to stay like this. We still need to go through this adaptation. Yeah, so before we continue, I'm actually gonna grip it real quick, because I want to get rid of our JWT token, right? Like essentially like this thing over here, which is we don't see it anymore, but essentially we have our JWT token somewhere, and I don't want to have it anymore. I want to go like this, like that. Okay, so we're gonna go cascade compile this whole thing, and so we're gonna go like this, token. Okay, and this is now going to be token, because I don't even want to know that it's JWT. Okay, there was a reason why, like, we started like this, remember? And there was a reason why I reverted it. and now I'm going back there because like something feels right about it. All right, so this means that we're gonna need a token here, probably here, for sure here, probably here. Okay, find the J. So this is gonna be the token, and this is gonna be the token. Let's see. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, so over here it's also a token. Over here it's also a token, and the same thing over here is also a token. Okay, great. So the gate doesn't need a token. It probably should. Let's see if we're using JWT token here. Yeah, we do. Therefore, over here, like this is going to be a token. Same thing over here. And now it's going to say, hey, what is the token? Where does it come from? I don't know. Like this, and over there, and over here as well, and over here as well, and over here as well. Okay, and over here as well, and over here as well, and over here as well. Okay, great. Like, and I believe like this was the reason why, because like this tokens thing, like for sure, right? Fine, you know, just get some sort of token. But like the fact that Redis also needs to know about these tokens, and I believe this was the reason why we went away from parametric polymorphisms. But now I kind of want to introduce it again. Okay, so I'm going to say we need a token here in both of these locations. Therefore, we're going to need it over here. Therefore, we're going to need it over here, and over here, and over here, and you know, we're kind of smelling that now, like tokens and Redis, they have something to do with each other, right? Because like, well, because we're caching the tokens. Okay, so, but still, I don't wanna have them like in the same thing. Okay, so this thing now compiles. This thing now almost compiles. Okay, so yes, so this is gonna be token and the same thing over here. Okay, so now everything here is fine. Over here we're comparing for equality, but not that thing. Okay, so everything here is fine. Okay, so let's go like this, and now over there in the controller, well, now we need to say that we actually want like the JWT token. I believe we need to say this, right? And over here in the controller we actually have it, right? We might actually get away later from not even having it here, right? And still like passing it over as a parameter. But for now, let's do it like this. Oh my god, another bot, really? Okay, so this one hide. This one hide user on the channel. All right, you guys still here? Yeah. Don't forget to hit the like button. All right, so JWT token, the same thing over here. And now, as you can see over here, we don't need to do like this weird like wrapping around stuff, right? We can just go like this, right? And that's it. And same thing over here. Cannot convert from JWT token to an entity because no entity encoder is there for a JWT token. This couldn't be found. So this is probably some import, right? Because like we have like this token encoder defined for, like we probably should not need this. We should not need an encoder for JWT token. This should be some import. Let's see how Gabriel did this login thing. I just don't remember. Like this is like every stream. Yeah, exactly. So every spam bots, yeah. So every stream, like I'm running into the same issue, and I believe like newcomers, like this pretty much kills the newcomers in Scala. Like because we have implicits, like the problem is not intrinsic to implicits. The problem is that you never have a way to like find them. Like it's getting better a little bit in Scala 3, starting to like suggest like, oh, maybe like this import could fix it. But as of right now, it was like wrong like at least half of the times. Okay, so now I need to go over here and I need to find like this login thing. Over here, right? And then it was doing was actually not here, so it's wherever like wherever this thing is used. It cannot show this to me. Okay, so let's go old school way. Dot login, which is over here in login routes. Okay, so as you can see, there's probably some import. Is this? This is weird. Is this what we need? It's probably this one. It's probably this one. Let's try this one. Oh, we actually have this one. So like, I'm surprised that we need it. Right, so login like gives us, come on, it's a little bit of a pain that I cannot jump into things now. I might replace it. Okay, so this is like the JWT token, which is this one, right? And somehow it magically has an encoder over here, so I can just go like this. I'm gonna try to like show implicits and stuff, but this thing doesn't. Okay, so remember that we have this pretty graph over here, right? Which I'm gonna preview like this, okay? And I just decided to put like this big ball of mud, which is like the original thing, at the bottom just to make it look pretty. I'm actually gonna revert it because now it doesn't compile because something at the top doesn't compile, but this stuff that is at the top has nothing to do with this big ball of mud. So we're gonna go to the build and we're gonna find the big ball of mud over here. And we're going to say that it doesn't depend on the core real quick, okay? Because I need the ability to jump into things. It's very painful not being able to do this. Because I really want to see... okay, so it's this one, right? HTTP4S created syntax, and yeah, it's a Cersei entity encoder for the token encoder. So there's a token encoder somewhere. Oh, which is that one? Okay, so he did the same thing as I did. Okay, I didn't know that he had to define. Like, what kind of weirdness is that? That like it comes from the profunctor library, which is already for HTTP4S, and it already has Cersei on the class path, and you still need to do this. Interesting. All right, so we can go to the controller, which is. Here, which is this one, right? And so I can just go like this. And hold on, this is ours, right? Oh, this is the authentication controller. Okay, so we pretty much broke like this controller as well. Okay, so it's like this, and this pretty much means that we would need to like put this into some sort of package object. For now, I'm just gonna copy it, and I'm gonna go and fix my middleware controller, which is this one. Oh, actually, this was the only one that was broken. Okay, so it's so problem solved. Okay, so we were actually fixing this one, and we did fix it. In fact, it probably can also be a private implicit val, right? It can probably also be lazy. Did you know that givens are actually lazy vals behind the scenes in Scala 3? Anyway, so it's like this now. And do we need this JWT dot thing? Hold up. Oh, I don't like that. Yeah, so it's fine. Okay, so let's cascade compile. And now we're going to see that over here, right? Middleware, blah, blah, blah. So let's start over here. Okay, so first of all, it needs some sort of token, and this is the place where we're going to hard code it. And we're going to hard code it because we already have, like on Redis, we already have a dependency on this JWT stuff, right? Which is sort of not ideal, but it's sort of like fine. Okay, so we're just going to go with like JWT token, and we're going to import it like that. No. Why don't we get this suggestion? to import it. Hold up. Why can I not just like paste it like this, right? And now go like JWT. Why can we not do this? Really? So this worked, but this didn't? Both libraries come from the same guy. Like this is gonna be super weird because because like this redis.get it's gonna give us a string, and then we're gonna go like this. This is gonna be super weird, but it's fine. Whatever. So basically we're gonna say that, you know, we need some token, okay, which is gonna come from here, okay, and so we're gonna do the same thing over here, okay, and so this is gonna be the token. Whoops, it's gonna be the token. Same thing over here. Yeah, and so now we're running like into these things, right? So this is where we need to like, come on, like tell us like a little bit about this token, which is why I wanted to hard code it. But for now, let's go like that. Yeah, and so now we're gonna need to say, okay, well, how am I gonna like construct it? Well, it's a good question. So for now, we're gonna do something weird. Construct token, which is gonna be like a string to token, right? Like we're gonna figure out like how to work with it later. Okay, construct a token. Most likely we're simply gonna put like the library on the path so that we can hard code it over here like this. Okay. By the way, guys, feel free to ask questions because I'm going like relatively fast with this stuff. Hopefully like by the end it will be clear. Like once we like finish like shuffling this stuff around back and forth and we feel warm and cozy about the position of this code, hopefully it will be more clear. Okay, so same thing, right? So we need to know like how to construct the hold on, this is the Redis okay, it's the same. Okay, so this is like the same issue here. Okay, so we just need a token over here and here and here, and probably we're done, right? Value is not okay, so yeah, so we don't even need this, right? So like this, type and match, found token requires string. Okay, so now we need to go back, right? So now, yeah, so this is like the weird part, token to string. Well, we can just go through show, right? And again, remember that we don't really care whether we introduce bugs or not, because like the whole point of this exercise is to see whether this thing compiles faster. And even though like I'm changing more and more things, we're going to compare the compilation speed not between like what we have and what Gabriel had, but we're gonna have like this thing, we're gonna see how fast it compiles, and I'm gonna create exactly the same project where code is not going to be changed, and I'm going to just put everything into a single build instead of a multi-build, and we're gonna see how like if it builds slower. And this is basically going to be a test for the incremental compiler, right? Because basically like whether, well, not the incremental compiler, it's basically for the graph analyzer inside of the Scala compiler, like whether it can like fastly figure out the dependency graph, that like whether it can fastly figure out that it can compile things in parallel. And like maybe what will end up happening is that it's going to compile like exactly like at the same speed, which is going to be a really fun argument to make, because it's basically the same argument as you would have about type systems. It's going to be sort of like, let's say you have a language with a strong type system like Scala, and then you write like an extremely typed program, and then you compile it, and then it takes like 60 seconds just to compile, or like 60 minutes or whatever. right? And then you would say, well, now if you take all the types out, and if you have the ability to somehow disable the entire typeface in the compiler, well, then all of a sudden you don't have to compile the code, and therefore you can build software faster. But you're kind of like, you know, throwing away the fact that like even writing it in the first place would have been like almost impossible without the types. I mean, I'm exaggerating about the impossible thing, right? But you get the idea. And so it's going to be the same argument, right? So we have this architecture that forces us to put things into the right place. And then you can say, well, yeah, but if you like throw everything into the same project, it compiles equally fast. Yeah, but if it's at the same project, you're not going to put it in the correct places. You're not going to have a tool that is going to force you to program against interfaces. Okay, no matter how much discipline you have, still very hard to do. Okay, so let's see the cascade compile. Also, let me check how many of you guys are still here. All right, 8. Wow. Okay, so don't forget to hit the like button because then people might stumble on the stream. All right, so what is left? So we have tokens. Okay, so this one actually has a dependency on this profunctor stuff. Okay, so over here we should be able to go and say, well, just like this, right? Import it, right? Okay, so this one is like, it totally makes sense that this one knows like which kind of token this is, right? Like this. And by the way, we actually had, did we? No, we didn't. Okay, so we want to go like this, and like that, and like that. Okay, so go like this, go like that, go like that. Oh no, it's actually auth dot. Okay, same thing, auth dot. Okay, like this. Is that a member of? Come on, yes it is. Was it .gwt? Is this what happened in Redis? Hold up. Is this what happened in Redis? Where were we just now? Like for example over here. Right, is this going to compile? No, it's not. I'm super curious now and confused. Hold up real quick. Does this red? So this red is for cat's effect. Okay, so it's not the same thing. It just happens to be from the same guy, profunctor. By the way, I'm not sure. Like, is it Gabriel? By the way, I'm not sure. Profunctor. Is it him? Is it his stuff? Right. So it's like two libraries. One is this. One is this. So they should be separated. Okay. So what we did is not wrong. Where was it? Get lost a little bit like this. Okay. So we kind of have to like have this thing, construct token and stuff. Okay. So what is the next error? Which is over here, right? So it's like in .jwt token. Okay, and so therefore over here, right, like this token is now, you know, the JWT token, and so we don't need to do this whole wrapping, right? So this is our token. We're done. Okay. Let's see what our DI is doing, right? Because in DI we now need to go, yeah, over here. So so now over here it says, okay, well, we need to know how to do this token to string thing. Not enough arguments. Redis and construct token. Okay, so we need to go like this, right? We need to go JWT token dot apply, like that. Okay, so we need to go like this. Could not find for show. Really, we don't have show for JWT token. Come on, we for sure have show for JWT token. Do I really need to do? Wow. Oh, by the way, there's decode and encode. Oh, but you need to give it a bunch of things. Therefore, it cannot be implicit. Oh no, this is the different decoding code. This has nothing to do with JSON. Okay. Okay, this is weird. It already has a dependency on cats. Why doesn't it have show? We did somewhere this derivo.instance thing, right? How do we do this? Like, I want to... Okay, so for now, let's just make it a compile. Okay, so we're going to go like, okay, so this is like a private implicit val, which is a show for JWT token, which is a show for JWT dot JWT. Yes, and it's like show from string, whatever. Honestly, I don't even care. We can just leave it like this. I just wanted to compile. It's not a big deal, right? But basically, we need to explain like how to go like back and forth. Does something somewhere not compile? No, we're good. Okay, so now we need to go back to, well, we can pretty much grip it, right? And we can go to the very top, and we need to kind of like go through everything. Like, this is fine, this is fine. By the way, just real quick, can we go, do we need that apply? Oops. Do we need this? No, we don't. Okay, so this is like token to string. No, string to token, right? No, construct, how the hell was it called? Construct token. Construct token. No, equals. Maybe we should call it actually I still don't want to have it like this, right? So like this, right? So I still kind of want to have like auth dot and like this as well. Like, maybe we should rename it to just like string to token, string to token. By the way, like usually like it would be good to have like an either there, but it's just a wrap around the string, so whatever. Yeah, so string to token, string to token, and okay. So we're good here, we're good there, like this. So again, let's go at the very top, and okay, so this boundary is fine, this gate is fine. What about like, let's go lower, right? So this is already admin, like what about this boundary? Oh, it's also fine, hold on. So both of them are fine, boundary fine, gate is fine, boundary, because I commented out a bunch of stuff at some point. Where's the stuff that I commented out? Was it in admin? Yeah, it was here. Okay, so let's go like this. So yeah, so we need to parameterize about the token. Therefore, this will be a token. And again, like it will move to the gate at some point. Same thing over here. Token. Wrong number. This boundary needs auth as well. And this is like the point where I said like we should not have this. We should not have this abstraction, right? Like we should, like remember, like this boundary we're using the same boundary here and here, right? And like for this admin boundary, we don't even need the auth for now. Oh, I'm pretty sure that we will. I'm pretty sure that we will at some point. So let's see. So there's going to be auth as well. Auth like this, and therefore like this, and therefore like this, and okay, so they are now here, auth and token. Let's also go with some different music because I believe we're going like in circles. High five, add a queue. All right, so hold on, is it gonna go to hi-fi? Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, so and we're doing like the same thing as we were doing over there. Okay, so we can pretty much go like this, yank that, go there, and go like this and paste. Okay, so it's pretty much gonna go like this. Okay, so now we need a flat map and we need an applicative. We don't need an applicative anymore. Or we do. Alright, so let's go with monad. And okay, so now this gate doesn't have auth. Okay, so we're pretty much gonna steal it from this gate, right? So it's gonna be like this. And this is like the problem with these abstractions, right? Okay, so this means that like auth is like here and like here. Okay, this one goes away. Okay, and this is like again, like this is where we're starting like to actually use the token. Okay, so over here we need to say that the token is actually going to need EQ. Okay, like this, and now we're happy. And just by looking at it, and this is also why I left it in the same file, I know that we actually haven't done the implementation yet. Okay. I have to say, so far, I'm very happy. With how we're going about this. Okay, let's go and try to actually implement this gate over here. So this one we already have implemented, right? Right? Hold up. I don't think we did. Right? Which means that the DI over here is commented out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure all of it is going to fail. Okay, so let's start with this one then, because I remember that it was simpler. Okay, so boundary and gate. Yeah, and this is how I know that, like, because we haven't implemented it yet, this is also like, once we're going to start implementing it, I'm sure that we're going to end up like moving this thing out in the config, because it was it was like find user, right? Okay, so it was like, it was this thing, right? So we go like, where is security? Okay, so where, so it's like this fourth parameter, which, no, the last parameter, right? Which is like this one, right? Like, where does it come from? Well, it comes from here, and it comes from here, and it comes from some config, and config is what? Like, it's some app config, right? So it's just like, it has nothing to do with tokens anymore. It's just like a hard-coded thing in the config value. So, like, for sure, like this for sure needs to be in the config. Okay, so how do we do the config? I just don't remember. Okay, we call it has config. Yeah. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go like this, has config. So over here, we're going to go like this, has config. And I believe like, it's sort of like a convention of mine. Like, I like to have, like, start with like this, has config. Okay. And so we're going to go over here. We're going to say that it also extends has config with config and with, and we also need the app. Okay, so we still need to define the config, and the config is going to be okay, so over here we're hard coding it. Okay, so let me do this real quick. So we're going to go to this has config thing, which is this. No, this has config thing. And we're gonna go like this. Yes, so we're gonna call it C. Well, no, we're not gonna call it C. So I want to cut it out. So what I want to do is I want to move it up. I want to move it up all the way to dev inside you, right? So this is gonna be a new file called hasconfig.scala, and it's gonna look like this. Okay, so just like that. Okay, and therefore like we can reuse it all over the place. Okay, so over here, like this is going to be. This is the wrong, hold up. First of all, in this gate, right? So this goes away. And therefore over here, we need to say comma config, config, like this. And this is wrong. Right here. Okay. Okay. So it's like this, and now we need to define a config, and we need to hold on. We need to go like this, right? So it's going to be like a final case class config, which is something that is going to be going to have like token key, which is going to be like this JWT access blah blah blah. Oh, come on, go away. Okay, so it's gonna be like this. Okay, so this is the config, which once it compiles, we're going to try to extract it. Oh, we can already extract it, nice. Okay, so we're gonna go like this all the way. There we go. We go back to the gate, and we go like that. What do you mean no actions available? Please implement it. We can steal it from here because the implementation is always going to be the same, like that. Okay, and we need a has config, which has config of f and config, like this. Okay, so this means that the boundary should be broken. Why doesn't it tell us that it's broken? Because we can still do like gate.tokenKeyConfig because I didn't remove it. Okay, so we should not be able to do this anymore. Okay, so this goes away, and now the boundary shouldn't compile because we're doing like this thing, right? So over here we need to go gate.tokenKeyConfig. Oh, hold up, no, .config.flatmap. Actually, we can just map it real quick. Okay, so map to like underscore that thing, just so that we can continue with the expansion. Okay, like this. Okay, so because the config is now a case class that has a token key, but the only thing that we need from this config is just this token key, and then we go flatmap gate auth and blah 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 blah. What's up, man? How are you doing? How are all of you doing? You guys are always like lurking, not asking any questions. It's supposed to be like a learning experience for everybody, but if you don't ask questions, then obviously you can watch this live stream later at double speed, which I'm trying to prevent by talking very fastly. But hey, cascade compile. Okay, so is something like compiling somewhere? Yes, so this is just config. Same thing over here. All right. Anything anywhere else? What about DI? Is our DI fine? Bots are the only ones that are asking questions. I really don't know what's happening. Like this is what, like 10th or 11th time that I'm streaming, and tonight like the bots are going crazy. Is it because it's like Friday evening? Like I have no idea what is happening. I'm gonna keep saying this, but don't forget to hit the like button so that more people stumble on the stream. Okay, so cascade compile, everything is fine. So we should probably like from time to time like shove it in. Let's see if I destroyed something. I didn't. Hold up. Yeah, they are. All right, so maybe we should go already like this. Gcam day 11. All right, so how long have I been streaming? Like today, I'm like totally in the zone. 1 hour 11 minutes. Okay, so we're going for 2 hours as most of the time. Okay, so this means that this boundary over here is now fine. This one we don't care about yet, but we made it compile somehow. Okay, good. So let's go and try to implement this gate. Okay, so we go like what we're trying to do now is we're going to try to implement this gate, which means we have like 3 boxes. They're all going to compile in parallel, and so we're gonna go with really again. Jesus, am I popular? Like, what is happening? Like, am I going viral or something? Like, I have what? Like a couple of you guys watching, like 5 of you, 6 of you, 7, 8 sometimes. Like, somebody's really trying to get you to go to some nasty website. Which one are we going to start with? Probably this one. Like this is the one that I want to start with. So this is the most important one. So we're going to go to tokens. Okay, and so over here we're going to go new Scala file. No, just new file. New file, and we're going to go like middleware tokens.scala. Okay, same as always, we go like this. We go object tokens, and inside of it we're gonna have like def make for some f, and this is going to be no, this needs to be called tokens implementation, because companion objects need to be in the same compilation unit, and we're not in the same compilation unit. So this is going to create tokens, which is why. Okay, so we just need f and auth. Okay, for f, and the auth is going to be JWT auth, which is going to be new tokens for f and JWT auth, and like this, and we need a couple of imports like this, and we need metals to do this thing. Come on, now you have found it. Oh, I didn't do that. Okay, so like that. Okay, cool. So like this, like that, and yeah, I still kind of want to go like this, and therefore do this like whole thing like this. Okay, which kind of like also lets me like believe that we should rename this whole package, this whole subproject. It should not be called tokens. It should be called auth. Now we're colliding with this thing, which is annoying. Let's go like this. I don't know if it's better. It's not. All right, so let's go like this. In fact, we should go like this anyway. Right. Like this, like that, and like that. Okay, everybody's happy. Okay, so how are we going to do this? How are we going to go from like token key config to JWT auth? Well, this is the thing that we tried to remove from our delivery layer, remember? So from delivery in middleware controller, this was like that thing that is like at the bottom commented out, not here, here. This thing. Like this is what we need to do. Okay, so I'm going to copy this. And I'm going to go and paste it. Where were we just now? Here, right? So I'm just gonna paste it like this, and I'm gonna go like this, and it looks like we're doing like JWT dot, so maybe I should go like this, and JWT dot, and here as well, and here as well, and here as well, and like this is pretty much it. I don't remember if it's okay. Secret is a non-empty string. This thing wants just a string, so it's dot value. I I believe this is called token key, right? Token key. Is it a good name, token key? Found JWT asymmetric auth required. Oh, okay. It just needs to be a pure. Just needs to be a pure. So we need an applicative, and so we need import cats, and we need to import cat syntax. Oh, like this, and what? Oh, do we need to do this? How's it called? Covary? How's it called? How's it called? Widen. Is there widen? Man. Do I really? This is like how should a beginner know that you need this plus over here? This is so painful. You see the issue, right? Like this thing, like JWT auth, like this HMAC thing, it returns an asymmetric key which extends JWT auth. And I believe that there is a thing called like widen or something like this. Maybe it's actually here. Yeah, it's here. Okay, so maybe we don't need to do this. Yeah, so like you either need to like covary the type over here, or you need to like widen the type. Do we need this? We don't. Okay, pure widen. Yeah. This is like for a beginner, this would be so painful to find this unless you know this thing, or unless you like really understand like the type system and parametric polymorphism and all of this stuff. Like, oh, this is so painful, so painful. Let's also go like this. Okay, so this was the easy part, right? Let's also sort the imports. Also another thing, like remember, like we're having like all of these types here, like sitting in core, just to be like passed along. We can like remove so many of them, right? So we're ending up tagging them for no reason, because we can just like pass them through. Anyhow, does everything compile? It does. Okay, cool. So we have our thingy, so just let's shove it in. Okay, so the other ones are going to be a little bit more involved. So we're still implementing the gate, right? So like this thing is like we implemented like this part. Okay, so now we need like this thing. Okay, so like really, like, do we really need this? Oh, because we need to go through JSON. Yeah, wrapper make is a JSON thing. All right, let's go do this one. Okay, so this one is in wrapper maker Circe. Yeah, should probably call it wrapper maker -JSON -Circe. And by the way, guys, like once we're done with this whole authentication thing, like the rest is going to be super simple. Like what we're doing right now is super hard to follow. Basically, oh, we already have this one. Nice. I forgot that we already have this one. Nice, cool. So the only one that is left then is this radius thing, right? That's nice. So, by the way, notice that like because we kept like the location very consistent, I was like, oh, we already have this one, right? Because like there was only like one place where it could have been, and it was exactly there, and it's called exactly like it should be called, and stuff like this. All right, so the Redis stuff, cache Redis. Okay, there we go. Oh, we already have that one. Yo, real? For real? When did we do that? I guess we did more work on Wednesday than I thought. Okay, this means that we can do the I. Where's the I for here? Oh yeah, so I guess I did all of that stuff. Just said, yeah. So this was the important part. Okay, so let's first try to construct the boundary. So the boundary now needs this auth thing, and auth was JWT. No, that was not the auth. What was the auth? What was the auth? Auth is auth was that thing. Which came from gate auth. So it's a thing that, okay, it came from here. So we need to go into the controller and see what it is. Delivery middleware controller, and this thing is that thing. Okay, so there's JWT auth. Okay, so it's not JWT token, is JWT auth. Okay, so it's like this, JWT auth. Not found, there you go. Okay, so okay, not enough arguments. Okay, so first of all, like there's this tokens thing that we just implemented. Okay, so we can go like tokens implementation.make, right? So not enough arguments for what? Okay, so we also don't have the has config. Hold on, did we do the has config? We have register, upper maker, and tokens. We forgot to do the config. We forgot to do the config. We need to do the config. Config, blah blah. Exactly, it's missing. Exactly. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go like this. We're gonna go new folder. We're gonna call it middleware, and we're just gonna like copy this one, and we're gonna put it over there. Okay. So it's just gonna be like in package middleware like this, and everything else will pretty much stay the same. I just need to find that thing that Gabriel did somewhere. Oh man, I lost it again. So it was here, and then it was here, and it was like there, which was here. Okay, so it was like token config, which was this. Where's it loaded? Where are we creating this thing? Here. So it's this one, third one. So it was this one. Okay, so this is what we need. Grab this. Go to no. Save all, and go here. Okay, so like this is what we need, which is just like this. Okay, so go like that, and why do we already have it? Like this scares me a little bit. Why do we already have it? Is it the wrong one? Like what's up with right? So what makes me a little bit afraid is this one. Is that we're loading it twice. Did I copy like the wrong one? I should have pinned it. So right now we have like one difference in this whole config loading thing is that Gabriel loads this whole thing once. We don't. We could still load it once, but because we're not loading it once, we're ending up with like a little bit of duplication by loading the value twice. Not a big deal, a little bit annoying, so we're gonna leave a to do. Where are we? We're over there. Okay, so to do, we're already loading this. So let's load the entire config at once. So we're gonna do this thing like at the very end, right? So that we're gonna have like one place that is gonna call load, and then make is going to basically say, well, just give me the config, okay? Just give me the config, like this, and then we're just gonna pass it through. So this one is gonna be like a little bit silly, but whatever. For now, it's fine. And then we're not gonna need to do this thing multiple times. But for now, it's fine. Let's go fix our DI. Which is over here. Okay, so we have this, and we have like has config equals config implementation.make. Okay, so what you mean? Has config implementation. Okay, so has config implementation.make. Not found value J. This happens sometimes because of my NeoVim setup. Okay, so could not find show for JWT claim. Well, we pretty much can do the same thing as we did over here, right? It just that this time is like for JWT claim, which I'm not even sure if we need it for JWT claim. By the way, this is a very common thing, right? So if you have like these layers and stuff, you're going to end up with, what the hell was that? We're going to end up with a bunch of orphan instances. This one. Like this. It says what? Huh? Okay. String. There you go. So we have the boundary now, and now we should be able to construct the controller. Okay, because all the controller needs is this boundary. So delivery. Actually, let's shove it in real quick. Okay. So where's the controller? Controller, not this one. This one. Okay. By the way, we might as well remove this thing, right? Which means that we can go like this. Oops, not like this, not like this. We go like this. Shove it in. Okay. So, and come on, just okay. Sometimes like this thing happens that like destroys my Vim and whatever. So, oh, it's a caps lock. Is it caps lock? Really? Oh, it is a caps lock. Interesting. Found something new. Okay. So as you can see, like this controller now. Oh, by the way, we don't need this long type. Okay, so we can delete to pretty much J. No, DDJ. No, DDJ. There you go. Same thing over here and over here, and therefore this thing fits in here, well, almost. Okay, so like we only did this adapt thing is because like this JWT claim was like introduced somewhere there, and I didn't want to like hard code it, but maybe we will hard code it. We'll see. No, like that. There you go. Okay, so shove it in. Okay, so now we're going to create this controller, which will have. Yeah. So this is the cool thing. Like, see, like this boundary has like 4 types, and in our middleware DI, we have like these 4 types specified over here, and we're going to be able to get rid of them super quick. So we just need to go like this, right? And we just need to go boundary. Right? And well, we need async for this, right? I don't even remember if we need async. Oh yeah, so we still need the Redis, right? Over here. Like this. Okay, so Redis. There we go. And we might need a flat map. Found boundary of blah, required boundary of blah. Okay, so again, we're dealing with this variant here, right? So this one wants a JWT auth, and we're giving it a JWT symmetric auth. I wonder why. Why does it require it? Did I require it? So did I go over here and hard code it to this symmetric auth thing? Did I need it? I did not need it, right? I could have gone like this. Well, JWT auth, right? Yeah, I did not need it. Okay. So now what do we not have now? Wait, what? Claim. This one is a claim. This one is a token. What? What? Why? Did I need the claim? Hold on. Right, so we're duplicating this thing again. Okay, so now it's like this, okay, which means that I don't even remember if we need async. We probably do. Right, like this thing probably said that we need async. No, we need just monad. Why do we need it? What says that we need async? Nothing says that we need async. It's just a copy paste. Okay, so a monad should be enough. This thing needs async. For what? Oh, this whole config thing forces us into this async thing. Fine. All right, so it's like this, and also let's go like this, and yeah, so we can save a little bit of stuff here, right? So we can go like boundary equals this thing like this, right? And now we can just go like, well, pretty much find the B and delete it over here, and just like grab this thing, delete it, and just go paste it over here, right? And so now we don't need this like that. Okay, and so now we don't need to specify like all of these parameters because they're inferred. Okay, so our DI is always going to look like this, right? So compare this one, right? Same thing. Like we're always creating some sort of controller. Just in this case, we're creating like this controller that doesn't return routes. It's a controller that returns a middleware. Okay, so I am very happy with this one. Very happy. We can still like improve things. We can still like throw out this. Where was it? Right, like that thing. Right, like again, like what do we ever do with this thing? Right. Look, we use it all over the place. Right. But what do we actually do with it? Nothing. We're just like passing it through. And so it might as well just be a parameter. Right. Passing it through. Okay, over here. Like this is the only place where we would actually need to like use it. And this is actually good because then we're not going to need to do like this thing manually with this decoder, right? Because now we can use these macro annotations and stuff. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say to do parameterize over this thing and throw it out. Okay, like this. So shove it in. Nice, cool. We have like 24 minutes left. How many of you guys are here? Don't forget to hit the like button. 5, cool. All right, so we just need to do this admin thing, and the admin thing will have a little bit more, we'll have like a tiny bit more things to do. And this is also how I realized that we actually need to do this, because, and every time I freaking have to jump in there, I say, I should pin it, and then I forget about it. This thing, like the creation of this admin auth, and like this time I'm going to not forget it. Okay, pin. Like this is what I need. So like this thing, this admin JWT auth thing, like as you can see, it's being created over there, right? And it needs like this thing, which looks like very similar, right? So it just needs a different token. But look how it's been created, right? Through like this thing, and this thing comes from like this admin user. So like this thing, you know, like all of this stuff is now to live in this like tokens thingy. Okay, so let's see how far we can get away with it. So first of all, let's have a look at our core middleware admin boundary. Okay, yeah, so this looks to me almost as if it's some sort of configuration. And it is, if I remember correctly. Like this is exactly that thing, right? Like this token is in the end like that thing that comes from here. It is this token. No, this is JWT auth. So this is a JWT token. Oh yeah, so this is the whole thing that we're constructing. Yeah. It's a little bit weird. It's a little bit weird. Need to think. It's a little bit weird because, I mean, this whole admin thing is always weird, right? Because it's always like a hack. Like, how can we like shove something into our application because it's an admin, it's allowed, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So this is where it comes from. .admin. So this is what I meant, like this is the thing that we need to produce. And this is how I was like, there's something wrong about this. And so admin token comes from, well, here. There we go. It is from the config. Yeah, so this is from the config. Admin user does not come from the config. Comes from content, from decode, admin claim, admin token again. Look, we're using the admin token over here. And we're using the admin token over here. This is so weird. So we have some magic token that is in the config, which is basically like a hard-coded way for an admin, which is what I meant. Like an admin is always something that is like hacked in. Okay, it's something hard-coded. It's in the config, but it's still hard-coded, right? So like this thing basically says like decoded from like, was it the config, like the token from the config and like this thing, right? Which again does admin JWT config. Do you see this thing? Oh, one is secret key, the other one is admin token. Hello. And there's also a claim string, which is not used anywhere. I don't believe it. I'm doing a cascade compile to see if we get an error. Yeah, we do get an error. So this was just a... Okay, hold up. This entire claim thing, we're not using it anywhere. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so we have a secret key and we have an admin token. So basically, this part says I'm gonna get two things from the config. This is going to be very tricky to like pass it through the things. It's totally doable and we're gonna do it, but very annoying, very tricky. So admin, so okay, so we should probably start with the goal. And the goal, and this is something that I have been preaching for a while, you should always start with like the thing that calls your code. It could either be test, right? So you can go the whole TDD thing, or at least write your controller first, right? So this is what we're gonna do. And probably we're not gonna have enough time to do anything else apart from that. Right, so we have this middleware controller and the admin controller is going to look exactly the same, right? So I'm going to copy it. And we're going to go new file. New file, actually, no, we're going to go new folder, admin, okay? Grab this controller, paste him over here, okay? And we're going to go admin, and this is now is going to be admin user. It was admin user, I believe, right? Common user, admin user, exactly. So it's gonna be like admin user, same, well, admin user, same thing here, and let's see. Okay, so now it's probably going to complain about the boundary because our boundary does not require so many parameters. Oh, it does. Okay, yeah. So this is the thing. Okay, so this is what we're going for. So this interface is kind of like stayed exactly the same. Okay, because we still need to construct the same like JWT authentication middleware, which is exactly the thing that Gabriel is doing as well, right? Like, because in the end, like, this is what he was doing, right? So we're doing exactly the same thing. Okay. And so now our boundary needs to somehow like make this happen. So, and for this we need to, like this authentication middleware, like this algorithm is going to be different. This is not the one. Why did it jump into that one? It should have jumped. Okay, Okay, no, this is correct. So it cannot jump in there because we need to find like an implementation and blah, blah, blah. Actually, hold on. Nah, Metals cannot do this. Like Metals has started like having this issue that it cannot go to an implementation of anonymous classes. So this one, okay. So what I want to change is that like these things don't come from here, right? So like the naive kind of like start would be, okay, like these things just need to come from the gate. But I want to change this algorithm quite substantially, okay? So we're gonna pin this, and I don't know if we're gonna finish today, but we probably should because it's very annoying otherwise, right? So basically I want like the majority of this thing to be inside there, right? So let's copy paste this whole thing, right? Like this whole thing, yank it, okay? And we're going to go like this, and we're going to say private def or whatever, and it's going to be like that thing here. Like that. Okay. So this is what we're trying to do. All right, we're going to try to like make this whole thing happen over here. So we don't need like half of these things, right? So we don't need to produce a security in the end, right? So we don't need this, right? So in the end, we need to produce this thing. Okay, like that. And so for this, we're gonna like comment this thing out, and we're going to, I don't know how to approach this thing because it's like so much at once. Let's try to do exactly the same algorithm as like Gabriel was doing, okay? So we need like this admin token, okay? So we need to say that this admin token does not come from here, right? Like this is like the first thing that we need to do, okay? Which means that this whole thing, by the way, is not gonna work, and so we need like a or something like this. So I'm just gonna go like very silly for now, right? So I'm just gonna go and say, well, admin token, right? So basically I'm gonna move it for now like this, right? So, and this is going to be just a token like this, okay? And so over here, we're gonna go like this. We're gonna say, you know, token. And so, so over here, like this is gate.admin token, right? Like this. Easy. What else do we need? We also need this admin JWT auth, which is like that thing, right? And for that, we need this config thing. So this is something that we can already steal from, this thing, right? Because like this gate had exactly the same thing, right? It had like that thing, right? So this is this thing. We can go like this, and well, we can just go like this for now. And this one is already correct, so it already gives us like an F of auth. So for now, just like to keep more things compiled, we're just gonna go like this. Okay, and so it also needs, we already have it. We already have it over here. I didn't see. And by the way, we're not gonna need like that one, so. Yeah, basically like this. Okay, like that. Okay, so for this, we're gonna need a token key. By the way, this one should be called token key. Like this. So where does it come from? Did I just, well, like over here, we got it from config. Okay, so we also need to do like this has config thing. Okay, so we can go, man, it's getting really warm here. So we can go, okay, well, it extends has config of f and config. And so we need the config, so we're going to steal it from here. But in fact, this time it's going to look slightly different than this one. Okay, so we're going to copy this one. I'm going to go to the boundary. Going to go down. And this one is going to be a little bit different because over here, we're getting like this thing. So this is that thing, but there's also like that thing. Which is something that we're going to do later because we're kind of already getting this thing from the gate. Okay, but now we know that we need this parameter. Okay, good. So it's basically going to be like that. Right, so this is going to be like admin key. And the type is it the same type? I forgot. I didn't check. Okay, so this one is admin user token config. So this one is JWT secret key config. This one is admin user token config. Like this. Probably we don't have it. Like this will probably cause a compilation issue later, but we'll see. Okay, so we need it here. Like this. It's so hard for me to not have these apps over here. But fine. Okay, so this means that we need to get the config first. And then we can go gate.admin token, and we're gonna give it the config.admin key, which is this one, right? And then it needs this admin.jwt auth, and this is the same thing as what we're doing here. Which is this. So we already have this, which is this auth thing. But this auth thing says that it needs a token key. So probably will go like this. No, because I remember that this one is a secret key and this one is a secret key. Okay, so for the normal user, he was going config.tokenconfig. Over here, he goes config.blah blah blah secret key, and over here, admin key, admin token. So there's two things, so I just need to check the types. So this is a JWT access token key, secret key. This one is JWT secret key config, so it's different. And this one is user. Okay, they're all different. So this one is going to require this one. Yes, like this is what I meant. Like it's gonna say like, hey, where do these tabs come from? Yeah. Okay, so it's, I believe it's these two, right? We already have a place for them, which is here. Wait, what? Oh, did I just click it twice? Okay. So like this and like that. Oh. We're almost at 2 hours, guys. We need to have some refined import. Probably this one. Just gonna grab, well, no, I'm sure it's this one. Yeah. I have something in mind, but we're gonna be fine. Okay, so now these steps right here. Let's comment this out. Yeah, let's go like yield question marks. Okay. So we're getting the config, and now we're gonna go like jwt.decode, and we're giving it like the admin key and admin jwt auth.value. So this one is auth. Okay, so this is like auth, and we're gonna say gate.auth. And we need to give it the token key, which is which one? It's God damn it. It's probably this one. Okay, so it's probably gate.auth, and we're gonna give it config.token key. Config.token key. Okay, and therefore, yeah, finally we can go like this. Okay, so we have the auth, which is the second thing, and now we can give it the admin key. Exactly. So now we can have some like decode, and now it's gonna take these things, so it's gonna take like the auth, and it's gonna take the admin key, which, wait. Oh, so it's already this one. I'm getting lost again. No, it's this one that gives you the auth. In order to, it just needs, we have the auth now. This is the right thing of that thing. We already have the left thing of that thing, and it's gonna give us the claim. So I think it's, So this thing gives us the claim, right? Yeah, so this is the claim. So this is the claim. Just gonna give us like an f of JWT claim. Maybe even an option. No, JWT claim. We're going to double check like all of these ones later. So on the left is going to be like the admin key, which is the admin user token config, and then the auth, right? Okay, so on the left we just need the token. So it's that thing. So on the left we need the token, and the token needs the admin user token config, which is this one. Okay, so we first need to get it. Okay, so come on, what did I do again? What? Come on, there you go. So we need the token, which is gate.admin token. Okay, so we can call it admin token, which is gate.admin token, and we give it the config.admin key, like this. All right, so it's that thing. Yes. And then we take it. It's on the left, which is over here. Admin token, which is token. Or you can just call it token. And on the right, it wants admin JWT auth. It wants the admin JWT auth. And how do we get admin JWT auth? It was this thing. I'm pretty sure it was this thing. And how do we get that? Was this token? Okay, yeah. So now we have these two things. We have the admin token and we have the auth. So we can call the claim, which is over here. Well, it's just going to be claim. Token claim. Okay. So there will be some sort of claim here, here. The boundary does not need it. Okay. And so now we can do admin claim the same as he did by going like gate.claim, which we probably should call admin claim, admin token, and auth. Like this. Okay. We can call this token. Okay. So admin token, we can call this one admin auth. Okay. So it's been already 2 hours, so we're gonna finish it later. So, but basically we did this part. Let's see how fast we can finish it. So what does it do with admin claim? Okay, well it gets out the content. Oh, and this is yeah. This is something that is going to be a little bit harder with the types, but whatever. So it gets the content and it tries to decode it into claim content, which is our thing. Okay, we're not going to finish it today. It's going to take a while. Okay. So I'm just going to leave a note for me over here. No. Over here. We need to get content out of claim. All right, so this is it for today. So I'm gonna push it, push whatever we have, and let's go check it out. Are you guys still here? It's kind of late where I am. Don't forget to hit the like button. So ask any questions for now. Like, this is a good time to ask questions because I'm pretty much gonna like have a short look at it, and then we're gonna call it a day. Yeah, a bunch of parametric polymorphism going on. I can't wait to finish this authentication thing. Like, once we finish authentication thing, we'll be able to assemble the first step of the entire application, and after this, everything is gonna go like super smoothly. Just need to really make sure that this part works really well. Everything else pretty much doesn't have any business logic, right? Like, look at this. So remember, like this was the beginning. Like in the very first stream, we just went like this, right? And we found, what was it? Modules? No. Services. Yeah. So we found like this thing, and we went through all of them, and we realized, okay, there's no business logic there, right? Brands, just go straight to the database. Categories, go straight to the database. Health check. Okay, this one has something. Items, go to database. Right. So there's no business logic left, right? So once we get auth and maybe like this health check thingy, that's probably gonna be like what we're gonna do next. Like, after this, like, look, there's nothing. It's just a CRUD. Okay, this one, shopping cart, is going to have a little bit of business logic, which makes sense because this is a shopping cart application, right? So this one is also going to have a little bit more. But like everything else, like text items. Oh, there's going to be a transaction. That's going to be fun. Transactions are super important. I really want to show you how to do transactions with Diamond architecture, because it's very important. Because one of the common, well, not really mistakes, but questions that arise from splitting like the database from the core of the application is, how do you do transactions? And there's a secret. People love secrets. Anyway, so we're pretty much done for today. Do you have any questions, any doubts, anything you want to say? In fact, let's actually check once real quick if we have a desync. Okay, so because like somehow we get a desync every time. So once you hear a number, type this number in. Okay, and the number is going to be 7. I need one of you to type it in. Are you lurking, or do we have such a huge desync? We're gonna need to do this again. I don't believe that we have a half an hour of a desync. Sorry, half a minute, not half an hour. Are you all lurking, really? Or is something not working on my end? By the way, Pablo, if you're still here, I haven't seen your message, so hi. Okay, really, there's no way in hell that there is a there's a 1 minute. Let's try this again. Okay, so Okay, so the next number is 2. Type a 2. This is gonna be horrible if it's actually like so long. I still don't see it. Okay, now I see it. 25 seconds. Like, how does this happen that it gets such a huge desync? I sometimes have like 1 millisecond of a ping when I go to, to test my speed. We can actually do this now. Okay, check it out. I'm in the capital of Brazil, which is what you're gonna see in a second. Like sometimes I get like 1, sometimes I get 2, sometimes I get a 3. Yeah, 2. Like I have a ping of a 2. Like why would we get such a huge desync? Oh, by the way, one other thing that we're gonna try, and by the way, I'm realizing just now that you don't see the screen. This might not be like a YouTube thing, like a YouTube issue. This might be an issue that you're viewing the stream at a later point in time. So I'm gonna ask you to do to set the speed to double the speed so that you catch up with the stream, and then we're gonna do this thing again. Okay, so I'm gonna wait like half a minute or a minute, and then we're going to run this experiment again. Okay, because I feel like you're maybe not watching like live. You're kind of like watching maybe like a bit of a delayed recording. Just send a comment once you've caught up. Okay, so you're live. Okay, cool. So okay, so the next number that you're going to type in is going to be 6. Okay, I saw it now. 13 seconds. Like this is more okay-ish. Like even though like even this is like too much, right? Because like over here there's like the stream setting, and there's like ultra low latency, which is what should happen, right? It should be like almost instantaneously, right? I have a really good internet connection and stuff. Yeah, I just saw your 6 now. Maite, is this how you pronounce it? So your 6 came like much later. Anyway, it's Friday, well, it's Saturday, Sunday, well. So see you on Monday, maybe. I don't know, like maybe I'm not gonna stream the entire next week because I have so much stuff to like catch up on. And but don't worry, like we're gonna finish this whole thing, and then we're gonna stream something else. Anyway, thanks for showing up. Don't forget to hit the like button, and like in fact, like tomorrow there will be no video, right? Like usually on the weekends there's a video that is coming out, but because I've been streaming and stuff, like I just didn't manage to record a video. So yeah, but I really want to finish this thing. And I really enjoy streaming, so I couldn't resist. In any case, I see you on Monday, or maybe Monday next week. Thanks for hanging out, and see you later. Peace.